Good day everyone, my name is Melissa Bolanes and I'm here to present all about our introduction. So the aim of an assessment is to check physical and cognitive ability to drive a vehicle in safety and comfort and to offer advice and aids and adaptations that may assist driving and to bring all the passengers in their destination safe. The author also noted that travel safety perceptions explain some of the effects perceived service quality has on the perceived accessibility of public transport. Thus, together with service quality perceived, there is reason to believe that travel safety perceptions may be as an important mediator in our understanding of perceived accessibility. By addressing this gap in existing research, the current study aims to contribute to the literature in two ways. First, by considering dimensions of service quality within public transport as fundamental determinants of perceived accessibility. Second, by showing that travel safety is a significant mediator of the relationship between service quality and perceived accessibility.
Here is the significance of the study. The study will great help improve the safety and precaution to the public transport in Southern Leyte transport to the drivers, to keep themselves as well as their passengers safety during travel. To Transportation Office of the province, to improve the safety and precaution to public, to the passengers to avoid them from any faculty occurrence. To the Southern Leyte Transport Group is to aim to improve the Southern Leyte quality of life, reduce economic losses due to time lost in travel. To the future researchers, to use this as a basis of further improve the maximize the study of its full potential.
This is the objectives of the research proposal. So this study is conducted to determine the skills and competencies that needs to assess. The case for the public transportation drivers here in Southern Leyte. So drivers here in Southern Leyte is needed to assess their skills and competencies or abilities to avoid accident, and the Land Transportation Office here in Southern Leyte can help us to determine the training needs for the workforce. So first is to meet with a labor management group to decide which employees to train. So we need to meet an employee from the labor management group. You need to choose who will train or who can join to train. Second is with input from the labor management group, design an assessment that determines the group's knowledge about certain skills and abilities. So after we choose an employee who can train with us, we can design an assessment and determine the group's knowledge about the skills and abilities. So skills and abilities are based on the national training standards. So third is to analyze the assessment results while preserving the anonymity of the employee who took it. So while preserving the anonymity, employee who trained we analyze the results. If they can pass the training, if they don't, they can proceed, or they can't train drivers. So last one is based on the assessment results, help design a training plan with input and recommendations from the labor management group. So based on their assessment result, we can design a training plan with input and recommendations from the labor management group. So that's all.
The hypothesis of the study. Hypothesis 1 is the skills or competencies needs assessment. Has an effect of Southern Leyte's public transportation drivers. The hypothesis 2 is that the skills and competencies needs assessment has no effect to Southern Leyte public transportation drivers.
Hello everyone, I am Janet M. Bautista, BSTM3A, and my part for today is all about operational definition of variables and other terms. And first one is public transportation. Vehicle, passengers with no age limit, regardless of gender and race for anyone. And driver, they operate vehicles and public transportation. Passenger, a person uses transportation or vehicles that arrive at his or her desired destination. An accident, any unexpected scenario that would lead to emergency such as people getting injured or etc. Safety, protection to avoid any unexpected accident. Assessment, a diagnostic test to test the skill of the driver to ensure safety and security. Driving skills are abilities may have when they working in a position that involves driving vehicles. And driving competencies, carry out vehicles maintenance and servicing, drive light vehicles, obey and observe traffic rules and regulation, and implement and coordinate accident or emergency procedure. And the last one is roads, a wide way leading from one place to another. Especially, it has a prepared surface which vehicles can use.
Conceptual framework of the study. The purpose of the conceptual framework is to illustrate what you find through your research. It defines the relevant variables for the study and maps out how they might relate to each other. You should construct the conceptual framework before you begin collecting data. So here is the conceptual framework of the skills and competencies and need assessments, the case of public transportation in Southern Leyte. So first is that the skills and competencies need assessment connect to assessing the quality of driving skills of the drivers, and safety and security of passengers and drivers, connect to driving performance of Southern Leyte public. Chapter 2 is review of related literature and the study. The purpose of related literature review is to gain an understanding of the existing research and debate relevant to a particular topic or area of the study, and present the knowledge in the form of written report. Conducting a literature review helps you build your knowledge in your field. Related review of the skills is that the importance of traffic laws is enable because of its design to protect both the lives of the drivers and passengers. Having sufficient knowledge of rules on the road and much more on practicing those rules makes a driver's skills and would surely minimize the accident or crash on the road. This study was accomplished with the objective and determining the knowledge and level of compliance of the tricycle driver on the traffic rules and regulation in terms of 10 commandments of traffic, pavement and markings, and traffic signals. And this research is conducted in island in Cambanwan City, which is known as the Tricycle City of the Philippines. The related reviews of competencies is the hazardous materials. Transportation drivers are responsible for safety delivery of consignment and face multiple challenges carrying out their duties. Drivers are also the first to respond to emergencies and accidents. 3 rounds of focus groups were conducted using expert panels comprised the hazmat specialized, health safety and emergency representative, security expert and transportation advisors from June to July 2019. The panel discussed competencies gathering from a literature review for emergency responders, the integration of these competencies into development and training program for drivers will better enable drivers to handle emergencies in the efficient and effective manners. The assessment is to provide helpful suggestion to the bus company regarding the reducing the number of bus accidents and improving public transportation safety. We further research and relationship between driving skills and driving behaviors. Bus drivers from 6 bus companies for the high-fee bus group were investigated. Significant positive associations were found between driving experience and safety motive, whereas negative relationships were found between errors and safety motive. Safety motive has a negative effect of violations, and violations are the most important factor leading to traffic accidents. Therefore, bus companies should enhance safety education, and interventions should not only directly relate to the involvement and bus drivers in traffic accidents, but also consider the rules and played by. So the last part of the research proposal is the chapter 3, which is the methodology. Research design. The study will use the experimental as the overall design. This research design will help the researchers to determine the factors that affect the skills of the Southern Leyte public transportation operators to ensure safety among them their passengers. Research locale is the study well conducted in selecting public transport operators of Southern Leyte which route are from Maasin City to Sogod and vice versa. The researchers will conduct the data gathering through survey from selected transport operators. Here is the subject of my research. The respondents of the study are the public transport operators of Southern Leyte, which routes from Maasin City to Sugod via Malitbog and via Baybay, and vice versa. Since the population is too large, the researchers will use. The research instrument of my study is that after gathering the target population size, the researchers will conducting survey through questionnaires. The questionnaires will consist of the respondents' profile and the type of the public transport they are operating. Researchers review several readings and revisions from various articles related to the study as the preparation for the survey, questionnaires, and the interview. Later of the consents will be required as shall be include the questionnaires confidentially, shall be assured and will be presented in the letter, and respondents are given the choice to withdraw the participant. Next, the data gathering procedure. The study will conducted in the following procedure. First, the research will get the total population of Southern Leyte public transportation operators where routes are from Maasin to Sugod via Malitbog and Baybay and vice versa from the land of transportation office. Next is that the prepared survey questionnaire, well disseminated through pen and paper, type of part of the data gathering stage. The respondents will directly conducted by the researchers together with the survey questionnaires in the letter of consent which state that the information provided by the respondents will be used solely for the analysis of data. Statistical treatment data. Data that are needed shall be encoded and interpreted by using different statistical tools. The following will be statistical tools that will be inquired by interpretation of the data collected. The percentage that will be used to define the respondents and profile in terms of years and sections of the respondents. The formula as follows. Where P is the percentage, F is the frequencies, N is the number of the respondents. To determine the failures of the class box design and the effectiveness of its use, refinement will been used. The formula below is the following. Wx is equal to Fx divided by N, where Fx is the weighted mean, Fx is sum of the product of the frequencies, N is the number of the respondents. So, here is the references of my related review of literatures. So, thank you and God bless.